Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. This is Nvidia Shield Pro and my C10 48-inch OLED by LG that was gifted to me by LG. So I've been getting a bunch of questions on Facebook Messenger and Twitter regarding even on Instagram regarding Nvidia Shield Pro and Shadow app. First of all, I know that some of you are thinking about getting a Shadow Ghost device. I wouldn't even bother with the Shadow Ghost device when you can use Nvidia Shield Pro, and Nvidia Shield Pro is much more superior in many aspects. It's the best Android device, period, out there. How do you achieve a native 4K 30 FPS, and how do you achieve 1440p 120 FPS, meaning 120 hertz refresh rate? Well, first thing first, you have to make sure that your television supports 120 hertz. That's the number one objective that you should look into. Can your television support 120 hertz? If it supports 120 hertz under 1440p, this television supports 120 hertz. Whether 1080p or 1440p, doesn't matter, it will support 120 hertz. So this one does. But that's what you have to look into. Now, if you want to achieve 4K, the only way you can achieve the 4K is by removing 120 hertz. So basically you have to go back to 30 FPS here to achieve native 4K, and you can do that, but you would have to sacrifice the 30 FPS, 30 frames per second, because currently right now with a boost tier, Shadow can only support a 30 FPS 4K, and that's the only way you can do that. So here we are right now, 3840 by 2160, 30 FPS. We're using 34 megabits per second, and you will see once I go to my Windows on Shadow computer, you will see that I can switch to 3840 by 2160 30 FPS. So let's go and let's implement this resolution. It's now going to implement it. It's waiting for video, and there it is. And you can see right there 30 hertz. Maybe I can bring my camera closer, which I will do right now, and you will see it. There it is right there, 3840 by 2160, 30 hertz. Okay, and that's the reason why. It's because Shadow currently with the boost tier can only achieve native 4K 30 hertz. But we're not going to focus on that. Even though native 4K 30 hertz is still pretty good for a boost tier for Shadow. It's 4K. Yes, it's going to be 30 FPS, but it's still 4K. So you can technically play 4K on boost tier on your Nvidia Shield. So 4K it's available, but you have to switch to 30 hertz, not 60 hertz. So if we want to go switch to 120 hertz refresh rate, we're going to have to go back to our settings, and we're going to have to select first, we're going to have to select 1440p, and then we can select 120 FPS. Please do keep in mind, if you don't have any unlimited data, if there's data caps on your internet service provider, this thing right here, 120 FPS, 120 hertz, will definitely use more bandwidth. As it even says right here, you know, changing to a higher frame rate requires more bandwidth to reach the best quality. So you got to remember that's going to eat your bandwidth. So keep mind in that. Okay. So once we switch to 120 here, now we're good to go. All we have to do is go ahead and switch back and go back to the desktop, and it's going to automatically switch back to 120 hertz on the Windows, as you will see in a moment. It's waiting for a window right now for the video to load up, and there you will see 120 hertz. I'll bring my camera closer again so you can see it. There it is right there, 120 hertz, 1440p. But keep in mind, your TV has to support 120 hertz. If your TV doesn't support 120 hertz, then you cannot achieve this. Same thing with your monitor. Your monitor has to support 120 hertz as well. And well, there you have it. So now that I showed you all of this, that you can actually achieve 1440p 120 hertz and 1080p 120 hertz and native 4K 30 hertz 30 FPS on Nvidia Shield with your Shadow app, let's go ahead, let's try out to run this game with medium settings, native 4K 30 FPS, and select rendering to 130, resolution rendering to 130 instead of 100, and let's see what kind of results are we going to get. But please keep in mind, this is going to eat the bandwidth on your internet. You know, if you don't have a unlimited data, if you have data caps, be very careful on that. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see how well it looks. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch to native 4K, and I'm going to do this in real time. Okay, so that way you guys don't think I'm pulling some kind of tricks. There it is. We'll leave the bandwidth at 34 megabits per second. We'll turn the low connection mode off because I want to squeeze the best possible quality. We're going to select 30 FPS, and then we're going to go to 3840 by 2160. And then we're going to go back, and we're going to do the same thing on Microsoft Flight Simulator right now. So we're going to go over here, we'll go to the settings, and we're going to select a native 4K medium settings. Okay, so I'm going to go to the options, go to the general, and we're going to go select the resolution to, you see right now it's at 1920 by 1080. We're going to go and fix that. We're going to put it to medium, and we'll leave the rendering scale to 130. We're also going to put the frame limit to 30, leave it at medium, and then we're going to switch to 3840 by 2160. As you can see, that's highlighted right here in the blue. We're going to click on it, and we're going to select OK. And it should show up in a minute. We'll keep the changes. There it is, 3840, 2160, 30 FPS. Everything set to medium. The only thing that I have enhanced was rendering scaling to 130, so we can get a much better, cleaner quality. We're gonna apply F11 to save it, and then we're gonna go ahead and go choose our location, and we're gonna fly. We'll go right over here. We're gonna hit on the world map, and I can tell you right away that the quality is pretty darn good, man. I'll even maybe bring it a little bit closer. Here, I'll bring it a little bit closer so you guys can see it. This is my OLED, and this is crazy that you can do something like this from your Nvidia Shield Pro without having to have a big giant desktop PC, making all that noise and heat coming out of it, making your room even hotter. Okay, and then, you know, pretty much destroying your GPU. So we're gonna hit on Miami. Actually, let's go hit on yeah, we can go Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood International. That's fine. Set departure, and then Charlotte right here, the arrival, and we're gonna go with a 787 Boeing, and we're gonna click fly, and we'll have to wait for it to load up, and we're gonna check to see how well is the how well does it run. I'm also using a very good Wi-Fi tri-band 5 gigahertz router. I highly recommend 5 gigahertz router, really good 5 gigahertz router, and that's what the Shadow recommends. When I spoke to Shadow, they told me that they highly recommend the 5 gigahertz router, so you can get that bandwidth, so you can get that data transferred much quicker, much faster. And to be quite honest with you guys, I'm shocked beyond belief that you can even run, to be even able to run on the Boost Theater this game, even at native 4K, 30 FPS medium settings. It's just mind-boggling. Okay, but as you will see, yes, you can, and here I am. You're gonna see it in a second. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit.
Alpha Sierra X-ray 787 at runway 28 right, ready for takeoff north departure.
Wow, that looks pretty clean, man. Very nice. Remember, this is 30 FPS. Let's go ahead and let's click ready to fly. Let's turn the lights on. Okay, let's go ahead and let's use the live weather right here. Wow, this is almost as if I am running it directly from my PC, man. The quality looks that great. All right, so let's I don't need this map. I already know where I'm at. Put this over here. And see the lights. The lights are all in here. They're turned on. Okay. We'll keep it like this for now. And we're going to go ahead and take off. We'll see. Oh my God, this just looks, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this just looks simply amazing. Remember, it's 30 FPS. This is crazy. I don't think my camera is doing it justice. You guys have to see this in person just to appreciate like how good. It's crazy. It almost feels as if I am playing it directly from my computer. It doesn't feel like I'm using shadow. So there you go, Mr. Urban World. This video is for you. I know you've been asking about this video, and this is what I do for my members. You know, if you have a request, well, there you have it. Yeah, this is amazing. This is crazy. So yeah, this is why I keep telling people cloud gaming is going to be the future, man. One way or the other, I think it's going to be the future. Oh, am I going to crash? Oh my god, I think I'm going to crash. I didn't, anyway, it doesn't matter. But you guys get the point. It works. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the frame limit from 30 FPS to 60 FPS and also move the render scaling to 100 instead of 130. So we'll leave it at 100 right here. And then we're going to apply and save. I think we might get a little bit better performance now due to doing this. Now let's go back. And now we should be running in native 4K, probably 38 frames per second. And you see now it's better. You see now much better. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take off. Gonna keep it like this. Yeah, we're definitely getting a better performance now. 100%. So you see, you can do a native 4K. It's possible. It's not impossible. It's possible. So for those of you who have shadow boost theater and you would like to play this game in 4K, well, you can do it now. You really have the ability to do it. And it looks pretty good, man. It looks pretty good. Look at that. That looks amazing, man. That just looks stunning. I mean, it's still mind-blowing that we're doing this on Nvidia Shield with shadow boost theater. Let's go inside the cockpit. Let's do this. Go inside the cockpit. Oh yeah, this is much better. So yeah, hard to believe, but here we are, guys, in 4K. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this gives you some idea on what's possible with shadow. So, well, there you have it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Take care.